Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the great cities of the world, London, England. Coming up, another installment of the NFL International Series, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Cleveland Browns.
Hi again, everyone, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. Now, they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak.
Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, ready for another installment of the NFL International Series. We are underway from North London.
Well, now how about this return? He's to midfield. And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
It's tough enough to play defense anyway, but after a return like that, now your mindset has to change a little bit. Instead of going out and just getting settled in the first few plays, you have to be prepared for just about anything.
So excellent starting position here for the Vikings. At a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
And it would be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterbacks shake off performances like he had last week. Way too many interceptions. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. Team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
He'll be trying to forget those 3 picks, as you noted.
They'll run. This is Jordan Mason.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Looking to throw McCarthy. Over the middle, complete to Addison.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
A dump off for Mason. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
Jefferson going to go in motion right. On play action, McCarthy. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson.
And down to the 20. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
That's into the hands of Oliver.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down.
McCarthy going to sneak it.
And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the 1st. Give him 2 on the play there. And the Vikings are going to have it now, 1st and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Straight ahead, here's Mason.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
To the air with McCarthy. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. That was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away.
Third and goal. Here's McCarthy. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further.
So here come the Browns now for their first drive.
They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The numbers there for Brown from a week ago. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. An inside give, Brown. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
The Browns at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. They've lost 3 straight here, and it kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
Another run for Brown on 2nd down.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Now Jones. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for second down.
Second and 1 at the 38-yard line.
On the ground with a tight end. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Throwing, Jones. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
And that's all about recognition right there, because he's got to go from pass rush mode to pursuit mode, what defensive line coaches like to call retracing. And he's able to retreat and make the tackle for just a short gain.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone.
That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Another run for Brown on second down.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
The Folks' kick is good.
And that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
And able to get this out to the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
That is into the hands of Hockenson downfield.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
T.J. Hockenson,
His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-3. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone.
and he returns this to the 22. Cleveland offense making their way out.
And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out now joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. A gain of 3, second down.
Yeah, look at this defense for the Vikings.
They enter play here, number 11, just outside the top 10 in the league in stopping the run.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator, because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the number 1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
46 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
From just shy of midfield, Jones. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
The Vikings head out to take over once again. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Open man, that's Felton.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 49-yard line.
Now McCarthy.
Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
To the air again, McCarthy.
Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
In trouble, and he's taken down.
Devin Bush driving in and picking up the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. 2nd and 10. This is Brown going up the middle. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Vikings pick up the football. And he'll be taken down, although there is a flag down. Will this stand? So that penalty on the offense, and the fumble recovery will stand. A very short field to work with now. 1st and goal after the great punt return. Throwing is McCarthy. This is caught. Touchdown, Vikings. T.J. Hockenson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the point.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 80 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Back to throw. Jones. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy. But it'll be 2nd down. You look at this defense for the Vikings. And they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. The start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Off play action. Jones. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Jones throwing on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. So they convert on 4th, and now from just outside the 30, here's 1st and 10. They'll give this up, and he loses the football a 2nd time. But it looks like one of the DBs has it, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. Well, remember, he had a fumble earlier in this first half and got saved, but no such saving here. It's a turnover.
Yeah, and as a coach and as a teammate, you're hoping that he learned from the first one. There was a lesson there, but obviously he doesn't have enough focus in order to lose it a second time. That simply can't happen if you're trying to win a game.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
On the give, it's Mason.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. Looking to throw. McCarthy.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
And he'll be out right at the 35.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Browns offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
They go right back to the ground here, and Brown. And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
There's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Here's a give to Brown. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And this pass broken up. And the contact low time there, and now 4th down. The Folks kick is good.
And a second field goal here gets them back within 11 now. It's 17-6.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
Looking to put a drive together.
They'll start with a run by Mason.
And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well.
All right, so they'll march backwards on the illegal block in the back.
And that's always a really tough call for the official, and I tend to give the benefit of the doubt. Remember, a block from the side is legal, but that time, they made the determination that that one did come in the back.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
That's a ball he needs to let go of there. Wasn't the most time in the world to work through his progression, but NFL quarterbacks, they've got to sense the pressure. They've got that internal clock, and the ball has to be gone. And if you're not going to escape and run for it, you have to let it go before the pressure gets to you and puts you on the ground. And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
McCarthy operating from the gun. That's down the field for Jefferson.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
And here's Ryan Wright now.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10.
And the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns.
And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
Another run for Brown on 2nd down. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 132 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Right back to Brown. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Jones looking to change the play.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith.
And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
So here are the Vikings to take over. They lost last week. Actually, not only did they lose, they were shut out, but they've got the lead here right now. A handoff to start the drive to Mason. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. McCarthy.
Hawkinson crossing the middle and bringing it in.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 2 touchdowns for him already in this first half. This one good for a first down. Looking to throw. McCarthy.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Fighting him off. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
McCarthy going to throw again. That one behind his man, incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Browns drive about to get started.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because
picked off by Byron Murphy. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They think they've got him not pinned down.
Jordan Mason, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to extend their lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jones.
He'll look underneath and finds Brown.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
They give it to Brown.
And he's got it down to the 28.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 7.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On the handoff, this is Brown. Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. 2nd down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Another run for Brown on 2nd down.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. An 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Browns get a bit closer.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet, or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Nick Folk for the point after. And it is good. That cuts the lead now to 11, 24, 13 our score. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Mason going to get it on first down.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line, he provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. 3rd down from the gun, McCarthy.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That'll put him over 100 yards receiving now here in this first half of action.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking left side, that's complete to Oliver. Still going. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A big play that time on the catch and run. 33 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
They'll run again with Mason. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Operating from the gun, McCarthy. And he'll hit the deck, but he did not get there. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is good.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
And the Browns getting set to go.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now Jones from the gun on third down. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line.
The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with a two-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
Throwing to start the drive. McCarthy. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They'll look to throw now on first down.
They're going for Jefferson downfield. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down. Looking to throw McCarthy. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 32-yard line. A final shot before break. McCarthy.
And that is incomplete. Oh, my goodness. He was in his own zip code, but somehow could not look it in.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. The first month of the season has come and gone. It's the first weekend of October, our first week with byes on the schedule. Lots to unpack, so let's get into it. Our tour around the NFL starts now. We begin at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. The Rams at home to take on their NFC West rivals, the 49ers. And it's Puka Nacua. He was a tough man to pin down all game long. This, one of his 2 touchdown catches. With that, here's a look at the rest of the action from around the NFL here in Week 5, the first weekend of October. Meanwhile, in our game, it was a competitive, hard-hitting first half. We expect more of the same going forward as we send you back out to Brandon and Charles.
As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter.
And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they still got a shot.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 5.
Back to throw. Jones. And complete to Zach Ertz. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First target, first catch, and a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Off the play fake. Jones.
Finding Ertz again.
Oh, a gain of 3 on the play. And it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
They'll look to throw again. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, we know the guys up front have to protect when it's a pass play, but it's really out wide. Sometimes you're going to swing a tight end or maybe even offensive tackle to get out there, but most of the time it's fellow wide receivers, and they really weren't up to the task there, were they?
What, do you like that call on your own side of the field?
I don't mind that call at all, just about anywhere. But the key is you have to have the confidence, and then they have to execute their blocking assignments. Otherwise, you get the end result we just saw there.
They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
Straight ahead, here's Mason.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Now 2nd and 9. On play action. Now McCarthy. Well, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
In motion right is Addison. To the air with McCarthy. Oh, Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception.
Picked up by Denzel Ward.
Down the right sideline.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
On for the extra point is Folk. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
Oh, what a move. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. They'll hand it to Mason. And this will be a Vikings first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On play action, McCarthy.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury.
Hey, hello, MB. How you doing? All I can say, MB, if you haven't been following it, go do it. I'll give you a quick look at the stats thus far just in this game. how Jim Brown's doing against the modern NFL. He's got 23 attempts on 166 rushing yards on 7 yards a carry. MB, remember how I always do. Go make sure you go read my Jim Brown playlist description area. It shows what Jim Brown was doing back in 1963. It'll explain everything. Thanks for watching, man. Back to the game.
For a big 9-yard loss. Impressive individual effort there. No one was going to stop him around the edge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's why if you play in a 4-3 base and you're a defensive end, that's why you get the big bucks. They count on you to do everything. Defend the run and, of course, get to the quarterback.
Yeah, they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Yeah, I've already done a John Unitas one-off game. I was thinking about doing a Joe Montana season in the modern era with West Coast offenses from the 80s. I was also thinking about doing a Dan Marino series and maybe a Reggie White. Do a Reggie White series from the perspective of defensive tackle. We'll put Reggie White at defensive tackle in today's game because he played in back in the day. I think Reggie White today would probably be a defensive tackle today. I don't think he'd play in today. He'd be better because you look at Aaron Donald and what he did. I could very easily see Reggie White doing what Aaron Donald did when he played for the Rams. Also, obviously, Barry Sanders. I tried doing Barry Sanders, but you really can't. Look at Jim Yards. Look at his numbers. Jim is carrying them. He is carrying them, man.
And you have to imagine his defense.
Everything that's going on in this game, they're still in this.
He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter.
But right now, as you can see, we're using more of an old school style offense with a little bit of new school. Got the Wildcat in here. We got the gun, got the pistol. We also have full house, strong and eye form. So utilizing Jim Brown with there's the old single wing. The old single wedge wing play. This is old school right here. This is like some old school 1920s football right here. And it works. He's got 1,000 yards already on the season. So I'm going to stop talking, guys. We'll get back to the gameplay here. Hope you guys are enjoying.
So, nice stand for them. Momentum can swing back to their side if they have a good drive here.
They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left in no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. On the move past the 40. And down to the 28-yard line. The 21 yards there as they convert.
Oh, we beat the blitz with a screen.
That was a beautifully executed.
Oh, let's do that again. They brought the entire house. Usually, this is unbelievable. This is really ballsy by the Vikings right here. They brought the entire house. We actually had receivers flying open here on the screen, but this was a screen play. We didn't have, these aren't designed routes to throw to. But Jim, we got it off at the last second. I don't know how Jim caught this. The pass was thrown behind Jim Brown. He's so athletic. He caught it, caught his balance, and still got up to top speed. But these guys tackle so. These guys are a lot faster than when Jim played. Back in Jim's day, that's probably a touchdown.
screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 41 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and
what
10.
you see is Jim Brown softens them up, and then the backup comes in and runs really well.
An inside give, Brown. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Another run for Brown on second down. And the stop will come inside the 5 and the 4. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now first and goal.
What we're seeing is if you could get him going downhill, he's almost unstoppable. It's when he gets going east-west, you got the best chance against him.
Keep driving, keep grinding.
That's what we're seeing in the series thus far.
No doubt about it.
We're in our 5th game of the season, and I can tell you, when you get Jim Brown going north-south, it's almost impossible to stop him. And now they've been softened up. This powerful running game.
A strong, determined run there.
For you guys don't, I know Nick Chubb is on there right now, but I went to the free agency pool and found him because the Texans had cut him, and I thought Nick Chubb would be a great backup to Jim Brown. Come in with Jim Brown's power, come right back in with Nick Chubb with more power. Defense is tired. They ain't taking that. Browns need this win. They're 1-3. They play Pittsburgh next week, so they got to get this one.
Now Folk for the extra point. And that will tie our game here in the 3rd quarter. So that drive in total 8 plays. And Nick Chubb the one to finish it off as he does so with a touchdown run. Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And the football going back to the Vikings offense. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Starting the drive with Mason on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Big impact play, a tackle for loss. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Browns are fired up.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll try and do this himself. 5 yards that time out of the scramble, but now they're looking at a 4th down situation. And here's Ryan.
Browns fired up, y'all.
As they're forced to kick for the 6th.
Over here in London. This is a London game. So it's not really a home field game, but it feels like it.
Here's Hardman to return. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Cleveland offense
237 rushing yards.
And that last drive,
mostly by Jim Brown.
Very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
They defer to Brown to start the drive. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Second and 12 at the 34-yard line.
They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And he's across the 43 extra yards to the 43. Boy, 192 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. 3rd and 3. This is Brown going up the middle. And some room to run now. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
And inside the 20.
Oh, man, what a run. He stiff-armed 2 guys.
16 and a first down.
Wow.
Day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to
2 dudes.
past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like you can just
Damn. Jim Brown.
Putting in a full day's work in the office, doesn't it?
Jim Brown. Look at this. Damn.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They go right back to the ground here, and Brown. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
They'll try the draw now with Chubb. Well, the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
They'll run with Chubb. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more.
Man, Browns came back. They're at one point, we're down by 18 points. And now they found themselves here in a tie game in the 4th quarter in London, led by Jim Brown with over 200 yards rushing going into the 4th quarter. What's going to happen, guys? Sit back and enjoy.
As we get ready to start the 4th. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Let's go. 70 Lions. Don't score.
And Chubb will try the middle here. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. This is Brown on the draw play. Well, we looked at each other right when he flipped.
Got him with the hard count.
Yeah, offsides, easy.
Extra down.
Up the 5 and keep it moving.
We're just going to plug it up in there for 3 yards. Get Jimmy in there. We're just going to plug it in there.
The penalty gets them half the distance closer, but they'll still need to come up with something on 3rd and goal. Brown hammering for the goal line. He loses the football.
And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, are going to take
What the hell?
And we'll take a break.
That was an insane collision at the 1 yard line. I guess Jim lost it. We got it back. Take the field goal.
So here's Nick Folk in an important spot. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And the now 40-year-old veteran able to put this one through. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
The drive begins with Mason. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball, then limit that gain.
2nd down, 8 to go from the 28. Now McCarthy.
At this point in the 2nd half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Here's McCarthy.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
Mason Graham picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for the quarterback.
The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has put in a full game's work. And then
here comes Jim Brown.
Performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter.
I'm gonna give him a breather for a little bit. He needs it. 33 carries. That's a lot, man. And we got the lead now.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
2nd down, here's Chubb again.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
71 yards rushing now for Chubb, and a 1st down as well. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter.
Jim Brown has softened up this defense.
They breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Nick Chubb is on. Oh, my God. This defense is tired, man. Dealing with Jim Brown all day.
Taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On the ground, this is Quinshawn Judkins. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that.
Browns just running the clock out.
Not a huge carry there.
Running the clock out.
But still, all in all,
Old school.
play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
A give running right is Chubb. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So step off the 5 yards.
Got him again with the hard count.
You know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. And again, it's Chubb. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play. Move on.
Running right, here's Brown. He will push his way down to about the 14. Jeff Okudah up from his cornerback spot to make the play. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Now Jones. Out route, and it's complete to Brown. And the Browns are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football. And keep
Browns could just about put this game away with this one.
Brown once more. But he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means it might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. Jones now. Gonna throw on 3rd and goal. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I know we saw the pass and the completion and obviously the resulting loss of yardage. To me, that play broke down with the blocking on it, because if you're going to try and swing it that far outside, that blocking's got to hold up to give your guy a chance.
And the defense, they weren't fooled at all.
No, not at all. Boy, were they aggressive on that one.
Here's Jones throwing on 4th down. And he will be brought down well shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. So that's a decision that could loom pretty large here. They go for it on 4th down but come up empty.
But I actually like the call, and the reason? It shows me a head coach has faith in his team overall. First, on the offensive side, thinking they can pick it up, but also knowing that he has faith in his defense that if they don't, they'll go out there and stop them. I like the confidence he showed.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. They've got his man complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. Throwing is McCarthy. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
He's going to walk one deep left side here. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Right back to Brown. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. Rodgers on the return. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
Looking to put a drive together.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
From the gun on 3rd down, McCarthy. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. Just the 1 timeout remaining as they try to navigate this 2-minute drill. 1st and 10. Throwing again, McCarthy.
He shakes it off, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
Back to throw.
Justin Jefferson bringing in the slant.
Let's just put it on the table real quick here. This is 2-minute drill. You got to know they're looking for their number 1 receiver.
Yeah, you think they'd be ready for that? That time they weren't.
A big play in this football game. 3rd down and 1. Straight ahead, here's Mason.
And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
He had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short, definitely was a great time to dial one up.
Here's 1st and goal.
On the ground again, it's Mason. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They run it with Mason. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
For the lead, here's 3rd and goal.
He'll look to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
Charles, that drive was perfect. Methodical, executed so well, and they grabbed that lead with almost no time left for a last gasp from the other side.
No way you could have drawn up a better final drive because not only did they keep their eyes on the end zone, they made sure they bled the clock out as well and denied their opponent a chance to respond. That's just terrific situational football to end this one.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
Here's 1st and 10. Now Jones.
And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
To throw is Jones.
And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here.
19 Charger, 19
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Gets this to Moore. And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10. And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Vikings, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss.
And they'll be on the road next week as they travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers.
And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Man, that was a big loss for the Browns there, man. What a finish that was. Oh, my God. Vikings had them. The Browns had them beat. And Vikings had that big play, I believe, by Jefferson late. And that got them down there in field and into striking range. And it still got down to a 4th down play, and they made it. Last play of the game, they just couldn't hold, and the Browns fall to 1-4, despite a Herculean performance by Jim Brown with 39 rushes to get 236 rushing yards and a touchdown. Carried them. Oh, the fact that they were even in that game was because of Jim, man, carrying the offense. Let's go ahead and see what's going on in the weekly recap here.
High five! I'm Scott Hansen, and this is your Week 5 edition of the EA Sports Weekly Recap. We start out in London, the Vikings with their 2nd straight international game as they take on Cleveland. And it's the man who missed last year but is back now, J.J. McCarthy. From there, let's get you to another interesting matchup. And this one, I'm not quite sure what to make of this. Footwork, agility, speed, power, a brilliant run for the touchdown. The Broncos continue to have enough. They make it 5 straight wins to start the new year. Last but not least, let's go to Baltimore. The Ravens taking on the Houston Texans. And it's the 1,000-yard receiver from a year ago, Zay Flowers. He's going to find an opening down the field and pull this one in. A 43-yard touchdown. The Ravens move to 3-2 as they get back above 500 with the victory. And that's a wrap for this week. For all the hardworking men and women in the studio, Scott Hansen saying goodnight. We'll see you again next week right here on EA Sports.
Man, pretty exciting game. This was a barn burner, guys. Went down to the last play. I tell you one thing, man. The Browns are 1-3, but it ain't been boring. I say every game has been exciting. As we look at the, let's take a look here at the season at glance for Cleveland thus far. The first week, an unbelievable game, 53-52. Browns game winner set up by Jim Brown with late game heroics, but since then it has been, look at that, 58, they got destroyed by the Ravens. Then a close game in a absolute rainstorm game with the Packers. A tough game with the Lions, 10 game. And now we just had a game-winning situation where they have lost basically at the buzzer. And now at 1-3, they have to go take on the Steelers. And then after that, they have the Dolphins and then the Patriots. Then a bye week. And it doesn't get any easier. The Jets will be a tough game. That'll be tough. I'll tell you one thing. This game coming up with not the Packers, but the Steelers is a must-win game. Let's go ahead and advance the week here. It's a must-win for Cleveland for playoff hopes because they're on the bubble. Let's take a look here at the standings. Let's go here into the AFC North. Ravens are leading the way at 3-2. Steelers are 2-2. The Browns are 1-4. Now the Browns did beat the Bengals, but that doesn't mean anything because the Bengals are 0-5, and they're pretty much out of it. So they have to beat them. They gotta beat the Steelers to get back in contention. Otherwise, it's pretty much bye-bye for the season. It's a must-win game, folks, against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that will be at 1 o'clock at Three Rivers Stadium. I call it Three Rivers. I don't call it that way. It used to be called Heinz Field. I don't know what happened to that. But with that being said, guys, let's take a look quick before we go at Jim Brown's stats on the season. I believe he's got 1,000 yards already on the season to completely dominate the NFL right now. But his team, the Cleveland Browns, man. Let's take a look here at the rushing. Jim Brown with 1,000 yards rushing. Now, keep in mind, his carries are basically almost the next highest carry guy is Derrick Henry at 97 carries. Jim's already carried the ball 172 yards through the first 5 games. He's got 1,000 yards rushing. Remember, back in Jim's day, they only played 14 games. So this is kind of spot. Remember, he rushed for 1,800 yards. He rushed for 1,800 yards in 14 games to set the record back in his day. So this is kind of spot on. He's a little ahead of the pace. He's averaging 200 yards rushing. Leads the league in broken tackles by far. Yards after contact is not even close. It's Jim Brown by far. 400 yards after contact. It's ridiculous. I would think Derrick Henry would be up there. He's got 80. Yeah, but Jim is just carrying Cleveland right now, man. Whatever hopes that they have to win every single Sunday, it lies with Jim Brown. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are coming in with their offense is a number 80, man. They're not doing too good, but they're still 2-2, so hey, it is what it is. And I'll have that one coming for you guys a little bit later, maybe tomorrow, maybe tonight, I don't know. That's why it's important that you guys hit the notification bell. And subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time as the 1963 Jim Brown versus the modern NFL continues. Jim's getting his, but the Browns ain't getting theirs. Man, 1-4. And they've all been Donniebrooks. See you guys next time. Peace.